Welcome back to Marcus at Work Media. So we got Ebro in the pod, the Apple Music pod, talking about people upset that hip-hop doesn't have a song in the top 40s. So they get into the back and forth and who to blame. Some people blame Kendrick. Some people blame music and how watered down it is. Some people blame some of the songs that's coming out and the artists. Some people blame the labels. It's a lot of mud slinging back and forth about who's the cause for this. So let's get into some of the debate.
We was all in a tizzy last week because we saw a headline that said no rap songs on the Billboard Hot 100 Top 40 for the first time since 1990. Mm-hmm. Now, immediately I went into blaming podcasts, blaming fucking, the fact that 200,000 songs come out a day and fucking 98% of them don't even have streams on them. And it's just all this junk in the system. And TikTok and IG, look, it's only 24 hours in a day. After you done did IG, TikTok, Twitter, listen to a podcast.
Half your day gone.
How you gonna consume new music? How you gonna spend time with music like we used to spend time with music?
How can it connect? How can
and then for the younger kids, video games, watching streamers and all that other shit. They be watching streamers for how long, Nick?
24 hours.
What's the question?
He said, what was the question?
He wants you to give us the data on how much people are watching streamers. Let me get right on that.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you watch a stream, them shits be on for what, 2 hours?
It depends on who it is.
It depends on who it is. Like, I get when I watch streams or I look at streams, I only get them like the clips like from Twitter and IG. And
so you're not really watching streams?
I'm not really watching streams. Like that's not my. I don't.
That's why I asked Nick.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't watch streams.
Oh, you don't watch streams?
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't.
You don't fuck with them.
My attention.
But I know some of them shits be 2 hours long. So after you done watch the stream, play video games, fucking been on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the fuck you been on.
Your brain is fried.
Well, not only that, it's just no time left in the day. So I don't think people are streaming as much music as they used to stream.
Right.
And then there's a lot of stuff coming out that's just not cutting through.
Right.
And so you don't have and then the big stars. Drake hasn't put out Iceman.
Right.
Kendrick and Drake just came off a run.
Right.
Future ain't dropped no new music.
Right.
So the big star, Nicki, we're waiting on an album. Cardi B's album was flirting with the top 40, but now I think it's fell off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it is where it is.
Okay, so the idea of blaming Kendrick is ridiculous. In my opinion, how are you gonna blame Kendrick? If anything, he brought it back to the mainstream in a major way, focusing on lyricism, not just the industry plant type music. So that's off the table. It's not on Kendrick. Now, he also mentioned streamers and how saturated it is. They're so focused on all this other stuff and noise going around on social media and with the streaming sites is that they're overwhelmed. They can't focus and sit with the music like they used to, so that's the blame. I mean, I can kind of see that point, but I don't know how much we can blame on that, because that's been in existence for the last at least 10 years where all of this social media buzz and stuff going on with the music and possible distractions has kind of always been there. So I don't know if that's the blame. Then he blamed it on oversaturation. There's too much going on. Everybody has a song. Not all of it gets spins or plays, but it's just too many options. And once again, we just don't know how much that could play a role.
Like there's
but
no
it's also
super,
it was songs. It wasn't. It's not albums. And big artists did drop recently. I mean, we got the 2 Tyler Creator projects this year.
Yeah, but he's not making those records that live on.
I mean,
top 40 or a top 10.
Tyler's not. Well, like
he's not that artist. He's not that artist.
Singles,
right?
Though. That's
so
not
he's.
his thing.
But he's a big artist. He just.
NBA Youngboy's a big artist. Is he on the charts?
43.
Okay, but let's not act like
Okay.
big artists didn't drop music. They drop music for whatever reason. They're not dropping music that's staying on the top 40. Cardi's a big artist. You just said it.
Yeah.
The album did well, but clearly the songs aren't resonating where it's staying in the top 40.
Well, and particularly last week,
Yeah.
because it was just the week, right?
Yeah.
Doja Cat's a big artist. Like, artists have dropped with big music.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really know what it is or why it's not cutting through, but I guess pretty much. I mean, pretty much, yeah. I mean, he just basically explained everything. So, yeah, I do know.
But then Rob Markman, can we play a clip of Rob Markman breaking down
the rule change,
some rule changes,
which eliminated a bunch of records from previous week charts.
Yesterday, Billboard did the number on us, just rage baited everybody when they reported that no rap song appeared in the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100 chart for the first time since 1990, ending a 35-year-old streak. And folks just straight lost their mind. But here's some facts. The headline comes just a week after Billboard changed the rule on recurrence affecting how long a song could stay on the charts. Before the rule change, Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Luther was in the top 40. Now it isn't. Also, there's the Taylor Swift effect. She's a force. We all know this. All 12 songs from her Life of a Showgirl album are in the top 40. That means it pushes 12 other songs out. If Taylor Swift hadn't dropped, then Cardi B, Big X The Plug, and NBA YoungBoy all would have been in the top 40. Now, some are blaming the lack of rap hits on the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle. Billboard even kind of alluded to this in their article. But I'm going to say this, and this is to the so-called fans. If you as a fan can only support one artist, and the whole health of hip-hop hinges on your support for one artist and one artist only, if you let this battle affect how you consume hip-hop, the genre that you love, the art that you love, the music that you love, you wasn't a hip-hop fan anyway. You're just a fan of that one artist. Going even further than that, if you're the type who judges who the best rapper is based off their sales or their chart positioning or their platinum, gold, or diamond records or whatever other metrics they are, you really don't get it. It's actually been a really dope year for hip hop. We got some dope projects as a whole, from Clips, J.I.D., Chance the Rapper. We got Tyler the Creator, Mobb Deep dropped a dope one. Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist dropped some heat. Larry June, 2 Chainz, and Alchemist dropped a dope collab project, and we got a beautiful posthumous album from Mac Miller. But if you live and die by the charts, if you let the numbers tell you what quality hip hop music is, then so be it. You a lost cause, for real.
They brought up an interesting point here because it's saying that they changed the rules on how they chart music. And hip-hop was one of those genres that fell victim to the new rules. So a lot of stuff doesn't chart the way it used to because of the change in rules. I don't know a lot about the Billboard rules to know if that's true or not, but I wouldn't put it past them to kind of switch things around, and that can play a role as well. Now, the labels, on the other hand, they can always be playing their own motive on doing a lot of stuff when it comes to putting out music.
Now, did you see that, Eddie, before we played that right there? Had you seen that?
Nah, I didn't know the rules had changed.
Yeah. So apparently there were some rule changes because then you had Kendrick and SZA got yanked out.
Yep.
Some other records got yanked out because of some apparent rule changes.
It's the
but clearly they
yeah.
didn't put that in the article when they trolled all of us and put up the fact that there was no hip-hop songs in the top 40.
And that was the introduction to the rule change by them putting that headline up saying no rap songs are on the top 40 charts since 1990. They knew what they were doing. They were baiting us, and we got to stop falling for that bullshit, because the most important part of that story is why the rule changed and why the songs aren't there.
And why is the rule change?
Why did the rule change?
They just said it's the reoccurring. It's like a reoccurring thing. Like, so they just took that away.
Like, it goes from being an active record to a recurrent record, and once it's not active anymore,
they yank it off.
And moving up the chart or whatever, they yank it off the chart.
Yes.
But it's always weird. Okay, let's stop for a second.
Uh-oh.
It's always weird when academies and other entities make these rule changes that disproportionately affect black art and black artists. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to affect everybody, but look in the way this news was wrapped, right?
Yeah.
Unironically wrapped. It was like, hey, look, rap music isn't relevant anymore, but we're not gonna let you know that we changed the rules that would eliminate some of these artists. Also, look what happened with Beyonce and the country thing.
Yeah, they got separate. It's a separate category
the
thing.
Second a black artist wins something, let's change rules. And throughout history, throughout American history, throughout politics, and every other form we have, there's always something that changes the rules when it comes to us. And when this news comes out, it's everyone's like, ha ha, look at rap, it's not relevant. And we work in the music industry. A lot of people behind the scenes, they want rap to be less relevant.
Talk to them, Ed.
They want rap to not be the biggest, most influential art form in music. It would behoove them to put Little Pop in indie stars and because they continue to do this. They always give them the resources. Like all these rap, like Doot 6'7", our boy Skrilla, that shit had to go completely 100% viral for all these athletes and entertainers do this 6'7" thing, and now I can go see it in an NFL commercial. They would love to ignore shit like that, but let some little cute little somebody artist that might be related to somebody come up. She's going to get all the resources. All that does is reinforce how they already feel when they can put this headline out like this and not support it with the actual news and why our artists have been eliminated from it.
But I think I think let's go a little deeper on that. If you think about everything you just articulated, there's a lack of control and ability to dictate the outcome when it comes to hip hop.
It's so unpredictable.
Well, not only that, but they can't tell rappers and these independent artists and some of these guys who create their art in the street and for the community and the people that they serve, they can't tell them what to make.
Right.
When you look at more of the more pop, mainstream crossover stuff, that stuff is a lot of that stuff is prefabbed a little bit.
Premeditated.
Right?
Yeah, because they go get the fucking songwriter. They're like, name one of the. They'll get some. They're all the same songwriters, bro. They're like, hey, go put Sabrina Carpenter with XYZ, and let's go make some pop bangers. First of all, I love Sabrina Carpenter, but I'm just using her as an example.
But I'm just saying, but do you see why that's a better business endeavor and a better investment of capital than it is to try to chase these things that they can't corral?
Someone, like he said, Sabrina Carpenter, where they picked the Grammy-winning songwriter, they put him in a studio with a bunch of known producers and engineers that they know made the last hit, and they have a cookie-cutter way of going about the whole creative process down to when it's released, the marketing, the placements. So for them, it's not a huge gambling bet, but for hip-hop, they don't control a lot of the creative side of hip-hop. They just got to take it for face value and see if they can promote that and move it. But given the choice, I'm sure they would love to have more control on the creative side, but this is hip-hop. Come on, bro. The label got too much control as it is. We can't give them the creative side too. Not unless you're Drake. So what do you make of this? Do you believe what they're saying, that Kendrick was to blame, that hip-hop doesn't have a song on the top 40 Billboard? Do you believe that? Is it oversaturation? Is it too many options? Is it the streamers? Is it the label? Is it just a lack of music that stays on the chart? Some of the songs and some of the albums did well. It just didn't stay on the chart. Is the charts even a good indication on the impact of the album or the song? You tell me. Put your comments below. Let's talk about it. This is Marcus at Work Media, and I'm out this bitch.